Good evening and welcome to the Stamper Studio. I am Dave Schmid, not your usual host, Lisa Schmid, for a simple reason that last month I made a comment about Paper Pumpkin, and so tonight I am back to talk to you about Paper Pumpkin. So let's take a look. My technical assistant. There we go. All right, so Paper Pumpkin, for those of you who don't know, is a monthly subscription. The box comes with all the supplies you need to make a project. Everything from cardstock to die cuts to ink to stamps. It's all there in there. You can sign up for 1 month or you can sign up to get it month after month. There's no obligation. You could do one and be done, or you could get it every month, and every month we show you how to make the projects that are in the Paper Pumpkin. So let's go down and take a look at what we have. All right, so in our Paper Pumpkin box, we will come to this in a little bit because that's next month's box. So let's take a look at what we have in here. So as we open it up, and I'm just going to lift out everything so we can get this noisy tissue paper out of the way. All right, so as we take a look at what we received in the box this month, we have a nice Stampin' Spot with Cajun Craze. We have our stamps, which we will go ahead and use some of those in just a moment. In here we have some adhesive strips. We also have glue dots, as well as some dimensionals. Love the dimensionals, great for popping stuff up. We also have white and black baker's twine, which you'll see that we're going to use in just a moment. So let's take a look first at what we're going to make before I continue on through here. So this month there are all the supplies to make 20 of these very fun treat boxes. Now you're going to see that one of the things I said last month was, well, let's make it exactly like the directions have. Well, this month they didn't really give you directions for everything because there is so many things that you can mix and match within this, but the concept remains the same. And so we'll go ahead and make one of these in just a moment. Now the other thing is, inside you always receive the instructions of everything you need to do step by step. And like I said, this month there's a little bit of leeway and creative license that you can take with it. But I'm going to walk through making one of these so that you can see what it looks like. All right, I'm going to set this aside for just a moment. So with those treat boxes, one of the nice things is these are printed on both sides. So you could do something maybe more Halloween-y with the orange. You could go more in a Thanksgiving autumn theme using the other side with the cider. Cinnamon cider, thank you. We'll come back to these. Now take a look at all of these different die cuts you get. I'm going to pop some of these out because it makes it a little easier to see. Like for example, here we have this black cat. We have some flowers. We're going to see flowers in different sizes and different colors for all of them. Sorry, I'm going to move those over a little bit so you can see. Just going to pop a couple of these out. When we look at some of the other colors, we've got leaves in all different autumn colors. We have the bumblebee. We have more of the cider. We have, let's see.
Crushed curry, perhaps.
Okay.
And mossy meadow.
Yep, and the mossy meadow is our green. So I'm just going to pop some of those out for us. As we continue through, and there truly are, I mean, literally hundreds of different die cuts that you have available. Here in the white, there's many that you can use for little tags or sentiments that you're going to include. The white's going to be tough to see there. But then look at these. We have the multicolor ones as well. So little flowers in different sizes and shapes. How fun are these? Some great little witches' hats. Again, full colors, so you can use them as they are. And then of course we have to have some more pumpkins to go with all of the different things that we have. We have pumpkins in a couple sizes, as well as some banners, again, that we could use to put some of our messages on our little tags. Also in the different colors, there are these sort of lace background pieces. Gives some really nice dimension that you can include. Got those in the crushed curry and the cider, and as well as in the black and in white, and I didn't go through all those. So you can see that we have just so many pieces that we can make a part of this.
Might be Daffodil Delight.
Nope, it's Bumblebee.
Oh, Bumblebee. Yeah, there you go.
So let's go ahead and start to assemble some of these pieces. I am going to set these to the side for a moment, and we're going to go ahead and do our box. So these treat boxes, like I said, are double-sided. They're all pre-scored, so it makes it very easy to work with. Now you can punch out these diamonds, and I would say go ahead and hang on to these, because there are things that I'm going to show you a couple ideas that you can do with them. I'm sure you could come up with even more, because who would want to throw away a nice, perfectly cut diamond shape with colors on both sides? Okay, I'm going to set those aside. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bend it on the score lines running the long way. So I'm going to go ahead and just bend and bend and bend all the way across this. This last one I'm going to come back the other way just because it's easier. Then I need to do these ends. Now these ends can be a little bit tricky, but if you just fold in and then fold out and then fold back in again, you're going to have them all there ready to go. So let's do that on the other end. Fold the furthest one in, bend back on the next line, and bend back forward on that last one. So now you can see I have a nice fold ready to go for my little treat box here. So now let's go ahead and assemble this. So all I'm going to do is roll this right up. Now when I first saw this, I'm like, well, it's a square. I have too many sides. It's not a square. It obviously it is a, what is that?
Pentagon.
It is a pentagon. There we go. So let's go ahead and we're going to use the adhesive strips to adhere that. So I'm going to peel one of these off with my giant hands. Some of these products are not exactly designed for people with hands of my size. I may need some help here. Can you get that apart?
I think if you roll it. Seriously?
I didn't do a test run with...
Oh no, it's right here.
Oh, there we go.
That's why it's on there.
I left
There you
it
go.
on the clear part. All right, so we've peeled half. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down. There we go. Nope, we didn't. Note to self, always try a new adhesive before you demonstrate it. There we go. I'm just going to go ahead and use our Seal Plus, which is super sticky, which would be perfect for this. Going to roll that back up. I'm going to push that in there. And I can even just sort of squish it flat to make sure I get it nice and adhered. Now, to seal it up, like I said, we've got black and we have white of the baker's twine. They say to use 12 inches for each one of these. So I'm going to go ahead and peel this off.
Are you measuring?
I am. All right. I'm going to take my 12 inches of baker's twine and I'm going to go ahead and wrap it a couple times around here. And then I'm going to tie it in a bow because, as we know, most people who get these things, if you made it so that they had to rip it apart because you tied it in a knot, they're going to be all disappointed that they can't reuse it. So we're going to tie a bow here to make sure that it can be carefully opened.
I'm impressed.
My digital assistant is impressed that. Don't be impressed yet, it's not tied.
It's almost there. There you go.
There we go.
Pull it almost. Long.
Now see, if it were me, I would probably just tie it in a knot because that's just easier to do. Sorry.
That looks great.
We're going to adjust that just a little bit, pull that loop in, and attach it. Now, inside here, I can go ahead and slide in my candy. And then I would seal this other side with my baker's twine. I'm going to set that aside for a moment, and maybe my assistant will tie the other end while I make the tag that goes with it. All right, so first, let's go ahead and just assemble it. Like I said, we have all these great die cut pieces that we can use for making these tags that go on the our treat box. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this great pumpkin die cut that's here. Now, as I said, there are so many different layers in here that I can go ahead and use. So I'm going to take one of our dimensionals and stick a couple of those dimensionals on the back of this pumpkin die cut. Peel our backing off. And I'm going to go ahead, and I have to say that I'm one who has a hard time with random design. I really like things a little more precise. So this is a little challenging for someone like myself who likes things just so. Now, we can't just have our pumpkins there, so maybe we want to go ahead and add on some more of these little leaves here. I want to just grab... I'm going to go ahead and use some of our glue dots. And we are just going to put some of these right on add maybe one of our little flowers. Has the nice little leaf. And we're obviously going to want some words to go along with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our Cajun Craze Stampin' Spot here. get it open. These Stampin' Spots are really handy. They're a great thing to take with you if you don't have much space and you want just a smaller ink. Okay, there we go. All right, the one thing that's not in here is a block. Now you do get a block the first month that you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, or obviously if you have other blocks you can go ahead and use those as well. So for this one I'm going to go ahead and use the Hello Pumpkin words that are here. So I'm going to peel that off. Take my block, which is right here. I'm going to put that on. And I'm going to go ahead and just ink that right up. Now let's go ahead and take this little banner right here that already has some color. So we're just going to add that Hello Pumpkin right on the front there. Hello Pumpkin. Sounds like a line from Princess Bride. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and attach that just right on the front of our little tag. Now with all of this, once we have our tag all the way done, and obviously I could keep going with tons more of these embellishments. There are tons in there. Actually, the ones that I didn't add in that I want to, let me just grab a few, because I didn't even tell you about them really. And that is, there's these fun curlicues, these sort of swirls that are in here as well. I'm going to go ahead and grab maybe a black one, and there are so many, I can't find the one I'm looking for. Here we go. All right, I'm just going to put that with that.
Here.
Going to stick that one right back in there. And I'm going to stick this one right back over here. The other thing that would be good for this is the Tombow glue. Would be another great option. And there you can see I just added two of those fun little curlicues just to give it some more whimsy. So once we have our tags all the way done, we can then attach it to our fun little candy treat box. So I'm going to go ahead and just add some adhesive right on here. And obviously with this one, it's going to be designed to go this way. With some of them, I'm going to show you some samples. You could easily do a vertical one and go this direction, but this one I've gone totally horizontal, so I'm going to go ahead and just stick it right on there. And how fun is that? I mean, there is so much you could do. You can go wild creative with so many of the pieces here. So we have our nice little Hello Pumpkin candy treat box. So like I said, this month in the Paper Pumpkin, there are just so many ways that you could mix and match and combine all of these things. You know, using the cat, using the Happy Halloween. You can definitely go more autumn themed with some of the pumpkins. I love, love, love those pumpkin cutouts that are in there. And every month with Paper Pumpkin, there are also additional things that you can do with the pieces of the kit. And so here they have a few different examples. This is a shaker card using some of the little die cuts in there, as well as making a tag. Take a look at this one right here. I'll see if I can get it clear for you. They use those little punch outs from the boxes, those diamonds I showed you, folded them in half over the baker's twine, and they became little pennants on a banner, on a card. using all those little die cuts and making it into a wreath. That's so popular this year. We're seeing a lot of different people doing multi-layered wreath effects, whether it be with leaves or pumpkins or just the fun shapes. You can see a bunch of those curly cues are worked in there as well, which gives it just a fun, whimsical look. And just a simple tag, I'm going to back up so maybe it'll get clear. The give thanks on top of one of those lace backgrounds that you could put right there. So there is literally so many things you could do with this month's kit. Just to come back to our stamps for a moment, so we have a happy Halloween, give thanks, the Hello Pumpkin that I used, trick or treat, spooky and sweet, some flowers, leaves, the pumpkin, also the jack-o'-lantern face, so that you could go that way, as well as this little scene, the witch's hat with the pumpkin and all the fall things on it. So just so many things, even with the stamps, that you'd be able to do as a part of this kit. And again, everything comes in here: adhesive, ink, stamps, all the supplies that you would need to make all these pieces. So this is one definitely you could go wild with, but unfortunately, obviously, the ordering time has ended for that. So let's take a look. Now, with Paper Pumpkin, you never know ahead of time what the projects are going to look like necessarily. So this next one coming up is Joy to the World. You need to order it by the 10th of October. It's always the 10th of the month when you can order the next Paper Pumpkin. And so Joy to the World is going to be our next one. And so if you had a good time making this month, next month will be another one. It'll probably be more card focused just because this one was more project focused. So most likely there's going to be tags and cards and things in next month's kit. So hopefully that was fun for you. Chance for me to come on this side of the camera instead of the other side. I think we both have a greater appreciation from where we normally sit. And that's about all I have for you. So happy stamping.